Alrighty, let's see if this is better. Welcome back to Done Deal.
If you can hear me, put a 1 in the room.
Yeah, let's see the ones in the room. There we go. All right, I don't know. The broadcast software and Hangouts weren't playing nicely, but they are now. So welcome back. Here we are.
Yes, welcome to Done Deal, VaporJoe Live, where VaporJoe and TygerTyger go over the week's deals and steals on our website. Also news and vape mail, and tonight, I think we're giving away the second of 5.
That's correct.
VaporShark RDNAs. These things rock.
Yes, indeed. They really do. I've been using mine for a little over a week now, and I really like it.
It's one of, in my opinion, one of the finest built DNA 30s for the money. Now, for those of you who missed the early Mod Envy vape mail section, we're going to go over that again this evening.
A little bit.
Little bit. Now, I will not be ranting on Done Deal about the batteries. We covered that on Mod Envy, so we won't be doing that for tonight. But we can go over some vape mail. Do you want to start, Tiger? Because you said you had
Actually, you start, Joe.
Okay, I will start then. Okay, so I was at Vaporpalooza and I picked up a bunch of stuff. I picked up one of these. This is called a Vapor Flask. And why is it called a Vapor Flask? Because it looks like a flask. The DNA is screen is at the top. It takes a dual 26650. Fantastic design. Probably one of the coolest DNA 30s going. Wait. It's got about 5100 mAh in power. I charged this morning, and if anybody who has a DNA 30, you know what the battery levels look like on it. It literally has like just 2 ticks off. And I've been vaping this thing all day. So, Oh, did I just say 26650? I'm sorry. It's dual 18650. My bad. That is because I was looking at this big bitch. Now this, I forget the name of it. It's called the Staff of something. I'm calling it the Staff of Compensation. But this is a dual 26650 bad boy. This is what we call dumb wattage. This is the biggest mod I own. Okay, this is a big mod. But this is more of a collector's piece. This isn't something that you're going to bring to a vape meet with you. It works well. Now, the reason why I wouldn't take this with me is because the selection for the voltage happens on this little selector here. This is going to break, okay? I can just tell you right now, this will break eventually. So to take it with me anywhere or to use it a lot, this will be the first thing to go on this mod. I've been offered $400 for this fucking mod. I'm not selling it. This is just going to go in the collection. I got two MNKEs in here, and this weighs about 4 pounds. Easily 4 pounds. I mean, if this broke, you could still survive the zombie apocalypse with this thing. This thing is a beast. I used to think my pimp stick was big. This thing's huge.
Oh, really?
And let's see, what else did I get? I got one of these. Now, I don't know what I'm going to do with this yet. I may give this away. I'm not sure. I got a ZNA clone from AMOD. Now, the ZNA clone, we're going to be bringing this up tonight because we got a couple deals on this bad boy. Now, I have, I've used it, I've opened it, I've, just made sure it worked. I'm surprisingly shocked and amazed how close this is to the real ZNA. In terms of fit and finish. Now, there's actually an advantage to the ZNA over the original. The original ZNA has these 2 buttons here. This is an original ZNA here. And they're hard to push. And Zen designed it that way because he didn't want the people to fire, to change the wattage in their pocket. I kind of like the clones version better because they protrude out more and it's easier to change. If somebody's like, no, this is the ZNA clone is an 18490, 18500 size. This is the 18650 version of the ZNA, but the standard ZNA is a 18500, same size as the clone. Fit finish, exactly the same. It works exactly the same. If somebody did not tell me it was a clone, I would have no idea it was a clone. That's how spooky it is. It is that close. It's like somebody went to Zen's house and stole the blueprint. It is insanity. But Zen was very gracious. He did a huge speech on this thing and how it's actually going to help his business, which I would probably agree with. It's Z2 threaded, so that makes his now his Z2 threading is public, is open source. So technically, a Z2 threaded device isn't a clone because he's allowing anybody and everybody to use that threading option. So that may help him in the future for his things like if you have the clone, you could put the Z-Addies and all the Cardo atomizers and all that. I mean, the Cardo hybrids, all that on top of the clone. So it's actually to his advantage in a sense. All right, so I got some juice from a bunch of different people. I got Nightmare on Vape Street, which was fantastic. I got Vista Vapor's dripper line in glass. That was real nice. I got some juice from Yalick. Got about 3 or 4 bottles of this. Let's see what else I got. I got some Dark City Vapor King's Crown, which is fantastic. It is a bourbon rice pudding, but you can't buy it on his website right now. It's only in beta, and I bought that at Vaporpalooza. Totally worth it too. Was I getting anything else? I think that's it. Oh, and AMOD's also sent me a bunch of other mods along with this ZNA clone that I haven't gotten to. I know there's a Copper Manhattan in there, and there was a Tobe 26650, and a few other smaller 14500 mods. That looked kind of cool.
Now, someone's asking, have you tried a Real Zen tube on the clone? And I think you determined they did not fit.
No, there's 2 versions of the ZNA clone. You have one that fits. It's not made by AMOD. I forget the name of the company it's made by. That fits his tubes perfectly, and then there's one where it's their own proprietary tubes. This one I have does not fit that tube. I tried it. It doesn't fit. But it works flawlessly. Like I said, it works great. So this is technically a clone of a clone. So second generation clone, it just fit. I'm blown away. I mean, if you didn't tell me it was a clone, I would not know. That's how good it is.
Wow. All right. Well, was that it for your vape mail, Joe?
Yeah, I think I'm done. Yep, I am done with my vape mail.
Alrighty.
Wait, I'm wrong. I got 20 eFest batteries. What about that? Got 20 eFest batteries. Okay, now I'm done.
Powered up. Well, this didn't actually come this week, but we missed last week's show, so I didn't get to tell you about it. And this is the VaporShark RDNA. We were talking a little bit about it at the top of the show, and I am really enjoying this mod. It is just the right size. It feels perfect in my hand. It was built for my hand. And you know I love the VaporShark design with the display in the bottom and just everything about it. I like how the buttons are. It's just well put together. It's got weight, but it's not like a heavy monster. There are nothing but nice things to say about that. Make sure you're in the draw. We will draw for one later. And make sure you're not in twice. That will disqualify you. We don't want to see that. So, RDNA, awesome. Now, a little fun thing that came this week, and I didn't mention it before, so I'd have something new to talk about on this show, is the little 510 flashlight attachment. And yeah, this is the first one they came out with. This is the 280 lumen, and it's just really kind of a cool little thing. Now, I wondered how the modes work. How they work is every time you hit the button, you get a different mode. So this is just a handy little thing to have in your purse or in your glove box or something like that, because if you're like me and you got a flashlight on hand, the batteries are always dead when you finally get around to needing it. So for vapors, one thing we do know how to do is always make sure we have spare batteries that are charged on hand. So as long as you've got a mod or a device with a 510 connector, you've got a flashlight. Woo! And
fire that baby up. Let me see how bright it is.
Well, pretty bright.
Oh, damn.
And it's got all the different, and it's freaking out my camera's autofocus because it's so bright, but you get the idea. It goes through all these different phases, so there you go.
So is that a NEMI flashlight you're using right there?
That is actually a Poldiac clone flashlight I am using currently. So there you go. And I'll actually have another one to show you as the show goes on. And Big Bam has shared the link. That's for the one that came out this week. That's an 800 lumen. So this one's only 280, and it's actually pretty bright. So I'm pretty impressed. But I immediately had to get an 800 lumen too, because, I'll keep one in the house and in the vehicle and all that. So that
Yeah,
was
that's a really good thing to have. Just chuck it in your glove compartment. You're good to go. You're gonna always
absolutely,
have a mod on you. Now, would
absolutely.
that, now would that work on an Ego battery?
Well, let's try it right now. I don't see why not, but let's find out. I wanted to show you the other thing that came again, not this week, but I didn't get a chance to show you anything last week, so I want to show you. I finally got my hands on a 4.9 clone. Except this one's pretty special. Evil Woman out in Nova Scotia, for those of you who know her from Facebook, Eva, she patinaed this for me, and I'm so pleased with how it came out. Got the blue and the copper and the brown and all the colors in it. It's just really, really cute. And I love how the mod works. Just such a simple concept, a drop-in switch that isn't fixed or screw on. It just drops in. The two opposing magnets keep it apart until you're ready to fire it. Such a simple design. And of course that hybrid cap that allows your atomizer to make direct contact with the battery. No, my hands don't smell like pennies because this is sealed with a clear sealer. So it helps with that too. And
Right.
and yes, John Q, I did get the piercing finally. At the end of June, actually. I've had it for a couple shows, but the ring shows more than the stud did.
Yes, it does, and it looks beautiful. So what you got on top of that mod, Tiger?
I have a Magma replica, and I'm really pleased with that atomizer, actually. Really deep juice well, and running a dual coil. I think that one's coming in at 0.3. Really pleased with the Magma so far. I wanted to be, and I am, and here is the flashlight on an Ego that you asked about. This is an Ego twist, and
Oh, nice.
yeah, absolutely it works. So there we go.
Nice. Look at that. I think that looks great.
Got
So
all
it has
kinds of...
so basically one flashes, one is dim, and one is bright. Basically.
It said it's a 5 mode, so there's a couple different dimmer settings, and I guess some of them are just at the right frequency that they mess with my camera because you get those light lines through them that I'm not seeing here, but yeah. And Tyler wanted to know, Tyler Holmgren, I haven't had it on long enough to see, but let's find out. I mean, I'll just got the fresh battery in that Poldiac clone I had it on. Let's mess with it a little bit.
People are so intrigued with this freaking flashlights. And I'll be honest with you, for those of you out there who are worried about FDA taking our toys away, dude, this is a perfect way to say this is not a mod. This is a flashlight. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll just sit here and hold the button for a while and bounce it off the ceiling, and we'll see what happens. Oops.
You're gonna ask how long it takes. Oh, if it heats up the battery?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that mod, the flashlight itself will get hot because it's a crate. They get super
Warm.
hot.
It's warm, but not. And this is kind of cool. I didn't know this for sure, and I don't know if the camera will pick it up. Yeah, there's too much light. It's not showing it. But if you can see that green O-ring in there that they've got in there, that is a glow-in-the-dark O-ring. That is glow-in-the-dark O-ring. So if you leave this sitting up, if it's been on, you'll be able to find it in the dark. Cool.
Nice.
So, but we actually have 2 of these now. This is the 280 lumen that came out first, and this week we ran an 800 lumen. We'll talk about that later in the show. And but yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it's a really neat device and a good way to hide your mod.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Bring them with you when you're going when you're flying. You just keep the flashlight head on the mod, and what are you talking about, officer? These are just flashlights. Can't help it there. Well, why do you need 37 flashlights, sir? I collect them. Leave me alone. This is my $200 flashlight.
Silver Zero, I don't have a meter handy. Hit me up on Facebook and I'll answer that question maybe tomorrow when I have a chance. But I think actually if you visit the blog link, it will take you to all the information about it. And I think they actually tell you all that on the product. So.
Too itchy. I tell you right now, there are people who collect flashlights. There are people that collect them just like moms.
It's a big deal. The flashlight. And actually, his question was, who? Okay, we'll. He wasn't asking about flashlights.
Somebody wants to know what a good cheap flashlight is. This is one of them. This is by Ultrafire. There's no battery in this, but these are sold on Fast Tech for like $8 or $9, and they're all metal, and they take a single 18650 3-mode. They work great. I also have the big beast one that takes 4 18650s. That light that turns night into day. Freaking awesome.
Yeah, the flashlight community is actually really large. They make us look small.
I don't know off the top of my head, John, with the name. Can I see? Wait, maybe. I wish I had a flashlight right now. Nope, there's no model number on this one. It's just an Ultrafire Cree. It's like 800 lumen.
Leno rules. What do you think of the Tree of Life black set from Fast Tech? I don't have it, so I can't comment, having it in hand, but I mean, it looks like a nicely done replica.
So, Tiger, talk to me about deals.
All right. I will talk to you about deals. I'm going to start with one that I thought was pretty exciting, came out today. This is a copper mod. Now, this is a clone. This is a replica of the Tesla Oros. Beautiful design to it. No, your eyes are not deceiving you. It does have a concave design, a little bit of curve to it. Should feel really good in the hand. And, I seem to describe a lot of these mods as being so sleek. This one, none has earned the title as much as this one. It's a beauty. Magnetic switch on the bottom, non-locking. Nice, strong magnet, but non-locking. So this isn't one you want to cram in a backpack, and we won't go there. But, but definitely a beauty. All copper contacts, and I'm hearing now. I have yet to verify this on my own, but that in this case, this is a case of the clone actually hitting the market before the authentic has become widely available. Kind of makes you wonder, don't it?
Yeah, I was talking to the originator of the Oris, and their original is on pre-order. Like, you can't buy this right now. You have to pre-order it from them, and it's already on Fast Tech. Mm-hmm. So now I believe Beyond Vaping or Beyond makes this. Now, the reason why it was cloned at the same time as the original is because Beyond designs everything in America, but it gets made in China. And China can't keep secrets. Mm-hmm. So if you're going to get your product made in China, your product's going to get cloned at the same exact time as the product that's being made as the authentic original. Now, I love Beyond. They make some great products. They make I don't have it with me. It's just a fantastic like $100 Z-Max, but it's like super beefed up, and it's got crazy metal, and the buttons are awesome. And this was probably about a year ago they came out with this. It's the Spire, I think it was called. And so they do make some good products at reasonable prices. But the Oris, I think, is like $125.
Try $225. Silver Zero just let us know that it is in stock at VapeRev. So you can get an authentic over at VapeRev right now.
Really? Is it on pre-order, though, at VapeRev, or is it on sale at VapeRev?
He's saying in stock.
Oh, is it? Okay.
So there you go. You have options. That's what it's all about.
I'm going to take a look, because I thought these were still on pre-order, unless they just came in. Anyway, so it's a really nice looking mod. I think it's pretty. It's a pretty nice. I
Yeah.
didn't realize they were that expensive. Holy shit.
I do have my eye on this one, and for those of you into patina, this would be a beautiful piece to work on. Yeah, I'd love to see some of the great designs I've seen in patina mods on this. So, well, that's the first one, and I've got another deal for you guys, especially for rebuilders, but not just for rebuilders. There's a lot of you out there who like to tinker even with your pre-made coils, and these are a great thing to have in your toolkit. Ceramic tweezers, they come to a beautiful, nice point. Now, I do have some handy right here. I'm going to show you how fine those are. They are, am I in the camera? There we go. Let's get that to focus for you. They are just super fine point. And
I remember when these things were like $40.
yeah, exactly. And we've seen them coming down. This is the best price I'm aware of to date at under $10 now. And do be careful. You don't want to drop these or really, really crank on them. I mean, these aren't pliers. The ceramic can break, but it is very durable. Make no mistake. And such a fine point. The great thing about this, especially, if you like doing the micro coils, you can fire them up. You can squeeze them together while they're hot, and then, let go of the button, let them cool, and they will cool in place. They're going to stay in place for you. You're going to get them perfectly aligned. They're non-conductive, okay? So you're not going to risk shorting out or popping your coil while you're messing around. And they can stand the heat, no problem. So these are great for that. But, same goes. I mean, we've all gotten pre-made coils where you fire it, you look down at it, and it's like, oh my gosh, they're all over the place, Get in there. These are fine enough to do it. You can adjust things. And the nice thing is you can adjust while you're firing. So, ceramic tweezers, less than $10 now.
Should be in every rebuilder's, box.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely, and a definitely needed item. I remember when they first came out and everybody was going crazy. Somebody just put a picture of somebody squeezing a coil with ceramic tweezers, and I was just like, this is going to be big. And this was probably like 6 or 7 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
And now now they're down to like $6, $7, $10, whatever they cost. $11, when they used to cost like 40 or 50. I'm like, wait a minute, you could buy a ceramic knife for $10. I'm gonna, why am I gonna pay $50 for a little tweezers?
Tyler, you can get new tips for them. Now I don't have the link handy, but they are available. And I found that, let me see if I can get them for you. They were, last I looked, they were...
So Silver Zero says FastTech sells replacement tips. Okay.
They do. Okay, the replacement tips are $9.02 at FastTech. I'll give you a direct link to that. And for that, this is what I thought at the time. I'd just get new tweezers. And not even mess around, like for 88 cents, I'll just get a new pair.
Exactly. Like I said, every rebuilder should have a pair, or 2, or 6.
Alrighty, so ceramic tweezers, get them. And Joe, what do you got for it?
I just popped this up. It's called the Overdose. Now, this is one of the hottest mechanicals going right now. The Overdose mod. It was I originally pimped this back in June, and everybody was kind of I don't know. Now all of a sudden, everybody wants the Overdose. The Overdose. So what I did is FastTech came out with 2 versions of the Overdose. And what I did was I put Nitro on the case. I was like, Nitro, which is the one that is the closest to the one, and Tiny was in the hangar. This was before Mount Enemy. I was like, which one is the one that is the closest, or one that you guys liked, the best? And they said it was this one because the bottom switch. Mm-hmm. And for $23.38, just a classic, good copper, pure copper. Everything is copper. I'm just going to call it the Everything is Copper mod.
Everything is copper.
Because everything, I think even the 510 connector itself is copper. You know what I mean? Like everything, so there's going to be very little voltage loss. I like the look of it. It's simple. I love the bottom firing button on this. It's got the locking ring. It's got deep thick engraving on it. If you click the link and go over there, you'll see the reviews on it, and that's a good thing about Fastech. They have a heavy review community. They love to review shit over there.
Yeah.
This has got 4.8 out of 5 so far. It seems that there's a lot of people who are really liking this, and at $23.38, you're looking at a very, very economical copper device.
Yeah, and we all know the copper hits hard. One of the best conductors until they come out with a solid silver.
The only problem I hate about Fastech is their pictures. They always make the mods look dirty. Like somebody decided to put it, like somebody was holding like changing the oil in their car just before handling the mod. You know what I mean? It's like, dude,
they're showing you the pre-patinaed look. This one's been tested.
It's like, oh yeah, we changed the oil, we took it, we threw it on the ground, played kickball with it. Oh, take a picture of it. So yeah, that's a pretty nice mod. Okay, Tiger, back to you, girl.
Well, I have a deal. Now, I do apologize. I know we've got a lot of Americans and other folks in the room, but I have to share a deal that is Canada only. And maybe we can pick Joe's brain and put him on the spot and see if there's somebody in America that's doing something similar right now. But I wanted to share this with you because it is a good deal. Oops. And that's not what I wanted to share. There we go. That's what I wanted to share. And Big Bam is on it. Look at that. The Cardo deal out of Canada. These are running $4 to $6 a box. Now, for Canada, that is a great buy. $4 for your Bogue standards, $5 for your XXLs, and $6 for your F16 style flanged bottom cardomizers per box. So you're getting 5 pieces for that. Great deal. You can't beat that. And
you wanna laugh? I can't believe you're doing this. I can't believe it.
Okay. And why is that?
Because you know how we're coming up on the 1-year anniversary of VaporJoe. I mean, sorry, the 2-year anniversary for VaporJoe.
Yeah.
Right? On the 27th.
Yeah.
My first post was for low resistance Bogue Cardos.
Nice.
And the link still works. And
nice.
It's still a deal.
Nice.
Now, when you want to laugh, I'm gonna. Well, when she's done talking, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to actually put the link in the room. This is the first deal I ever did on VaporJoe. Okay, the first one. On Monday, August 27th, 2 years ago. And it's so funny that you had brought this up. And no, this was not planned at all. I didn't even know Tiger ran a Bogue Cardo. A cardomizer deal. So that's crazy.
Yeah, 2 years. That's coming up fast. And actually, I have a confession to make. Joe and I got to talking, and he said, what are we doing about the Done Deal anniversary? That's got to be coming up soon. And I went back and looked, and we blew by it, folks. We've been doing Done Deal for over a year, and that anniversary blew by us in July, and we were oblivious. So we do have something planned for you, or we will have something planned for you. We'll make an announcement soon, but we'll do something to celebrate a year of sharing deals with you guys. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. What do you say, Joe? Next week? Next week we'll.
Yeah. Well, we can't next week because I won't be here.
Oh, that's right, another vape meet. All right, well maybe we'll do some combinations then, because somebody's got a birthday coming up and a 2-year anniversary for a vlog, so maybe we'll make it one big
Yeah, we got Done Deal 1-year anniversary. VaporJoe's will be 42 years old, and VaporJoe's 2 years old. So that's a crazy combination. So
there you go. All the planets align.
Now, as far as the Bogue deal, if you click the link that Big Bamboo put in the room, that was my first post ever on VaporJoe's. Hideous post, but my first post ever.
You've come a long way, baby.
And the Bogue Cardos are actually cheaper now than they were 2 years ago on that post.
Mm-hmm.
$5.49 free shipping on Sure Vape. Sure Vapes is the best place to buy cardomizers in the United States. They are the absolute rock bottom cheapest. So you have the now it's linked to these particular cardos. He has a ton of different cardos on his site. If you're still looking, if you're a cardomizer vapor, Tiger has the one for Canada. So if you guys are into cardos, they're still very popular. Believe it or not, the cardomizer is still the number one used vaped item
Yep.
in the e-cig industry.
Yep.
And most of you are like, what? Yup.
And Big Bam has reminded us, yes, in fact, the original Sales and Steals blog, Joe's blog, has surpassed 37 million hits now. And that leads me to the other news item I wanted to talk about, so we may as well just do it now. A few of you, and Big Bam especially, who misses nothing, noticed that VaporJoe's Canada, putting the question marks in. Let me explain. For those of you who are really on the ball and noticing, like Big Bam, you'll notice that my hit counter jumped from, I think it was 8.6, 8.7 million to about 9.5 million. Let me explain. I was using a counter that combined the number of hits from the main blog site and our mirror site as well, so that you would get a picture of all the visits to the VaporJoe's Canada site. That counter wasn't keeping track, and it came to my attention when I started digging into some numbers that, in fact, the main site alone had logged 9.5 million, and that's not even counting what the mirror has done. So I've separated the two counters out. The one on the mirror is still the incorrect total, but the one on the main site now, we are coming very close to 10 million hits. So there you have it.
And I believe Google's counter far better.
Oh, for sure, because that's where the blog is housed, and that is the correct representation. The one I was using was an off-site third party, and it obviously has some bugs in it. So
does that mean we get two days off, or?
I don't know. We'll see what we decide to do here, but in any case, that's why you saw that massive jump there. So, all right, back to deals.
I'm still shocked. I'm still blown away. You ran a Cardo deal. I wouldn't even have thought of that, but so many people still vape them.
Well, it came to my attention, and it's a very trusted and reputable vendor here in Canada, and a great deal. And like you say, it's still the most commonly used piece of vaping equipment. I mean, a lot of the online community are using, different stuff now, but that's still a really well-loved, well-used, reliable, no nonsense. I always have some on hand.
Yeah, I have a couple bricks that I need to get into. I should start vaping my Cardos again, just to remember nostalgic vape. I'll bring out my Kang. I'll bring out the Cardos. I'll load up the Silver Bullet.
Get all retro.
Why don't we do that? We should have a retro episode. We'll start busting out
bust out all our egos and absolutely. I'm in.
Not even egos. I got 510. I got 510 batteries. Batteries.
So do I. Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, I'll bring out the gooseneck.
The man who made the gooseneck famous.
I'll, we'll do the gooseneck. Shit, I'll go out and buy like an 808 kit. Like whatever they're called. The ones that come in the back. They look like they're coming in a pack of cigarettes. Yeah, 808D. Yep.
Well, maybe we'll do that for all the celebrations. We'll have a retro and celebration show. We'll see.
Tyler Holmgren, do you still have cigalikes? Hell yeah, I do.
Oh yeah.
And I like cigar likes too. I was at Vapapalooza and Owl hit me up with one of these disposable cigars. I love disposable cigars, and I have to tell you, I rock a disposable cigar really well. Like it looks good in my hand. Some people well. And there's one by I think it's Andre from House of Vapor. There is a cigar that has a leathery bottom where you can actually chew on it like you could on a real cigar, because a lot of people chew their cigars. They're kind of expensive, but I picked up a couple and bringing them to Mania.
Alrighty. Well, something a little more up to date and kind of fun. These are the OSO style, the 2-puff style drip tips. Now, for those of you who aren't aware, I know I have one. There we go. This is the one I've been using lately. Now, mine is not the PMMA. These are the 2-part steel and aluminum. But these are fun, let me tell you, because you can switch them around. You can mix and match. You can do whatever you want. Those 2 parts come apart, and you can reverse it, which is what I've actually done on here, because I thought the steel looked better on top on this setup. And certainly you can mix and match the parts, too. These are as low as $1.54 a piece, and that's for both parts, okay? So, or just you can't decide what color, get them all. They have a economical pack with all 9 colors in it. So the PMMA looks great. I tend to prefer the metal, but I'm really eyeing these up because I love the marbled colors in them. Something a little fun.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
I can describe a drip tip as fun too, Itchy. They're fun. Sorry, Joe.
Line B says the link to the overdose copper mods won't work for me from VaporJoe's. It works for me.
Let's.
Are you on an iPad? You know, something with iPads and our sites, they do not like one another.
Yeah, I'm there too. Works for me.
Yeah, works for me. I'm there.
Alrighty.
But anyway, you know, drip tips can be fun, and there's people who out there who collect drip tips. I'm not one who collects them, but there are plenty of people out there that collect these things, and I have to tell you, the 2 puffs are freaking really cool. I really like them a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Now Tiger, remind me, is that the one with the cap that closes on top of it?
No, not these particular ones. The cap one was the 4 Kings.
Okay, okay, I thought that one was cool.
Yeah, that one is neat. And again, that's a 2-part. You can separate the bottom, the PMMA bottom from it.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of neat. And then it's got the PMMA cap with a steel drip tip. Really nice.
Now, since we're on the topic of drip tips, I just want to bring this one up. This is called a puzzle drip tip. Well, since we're on, drip tips, this one is pretty cool. Okay, basically, you build your own drip tip. You can put them all together. You can buy multiple packs and make 10-foot long drip tip. The screw is hollow. Now, I wouldn't call these drip tips because they're really not. You're not going to drip through these. No. This is what we call. It's much like what Lucidia sells on his website, the Zen we call mouthpieces, because that's pretty much what they are. You just use them to suck your vapor. So, don't expect to be putting any e-juice in here. But this is what you call a fun drip tip. Double O-ringed. You can, like I said, buy multiple packs that have a drip tip this long, if you want. And put it in any configuration you want. Everything screws into one another. It's just, again, a lot of fun. You can... they say there's 1,000 combinations you can do with just this pack, and it's $8.99 for the whole shebang. So I just think it's fun, neat, kind of kitschy, kind of cool. But I ordered me a pack. Just saying.
I am junk. It will be a small bore, and that's necessitated by the fact that, you've got to get airflow through that threaded screw. So, if you like a really wide, easy draw drip tip, these probably aren't for you, but,
Right. Like, again, this is what we call a mouthpiece. This is just to suck your vapor through. This is not to be dripping juice through, because you're just going to get it all over your face. All right, Taco.
All right. Well, let me grab the next. Actually, just give me a moment because I need to capture some information here to do this. Okay.
Okay.
Got to get my... There we go. Okay. We are good to go. And let me grab the next link for you guys. Boom, there it is. And the next deal. These are cool. I'm really excited about these. Now, the reason for this is the first mod stand I'm aware of that's mass-produced and really, really reasonably priced that'll hold a range of mods. You can get your 26 650s in here. It'll hold 6 of them. You can get your 18 series, your 22 millimeter mods in here. It'll hold 5 of them. And then You've got some smaller spots at the back that would house a 14 series mod, an ego, some of the thicker egos. This one does it all. Available in black and clear, 3 tiers to hold everything up. For me, those back 3 holes that are smaller are probably going to be for tools that I use all the time and I want handy. But under 12 bucks and really sharp looking. Got little feet on it too. Now let me tell you why the feet are so exciting, because they are. You don't miss this now.
All right, I'm waiting for the exciting feet part.
When you have got all that stuff in the stand, invariably you need to be able to move it. You'll be able to get your fingers underneath and just pick it up so easy. And yeah, this was well designed. I'm pretty impressed with this little puppy. And I like the different tiers too, and the explanation, of course, for that is some of your mods, if you're running an 18350 and an 18 series mod, it's not going to be as tall. So you've got the short holes in the front for that. It was well designed. There was some thought went into this one.
Right, and you know they're getting better. Like we've seen the older mod stands where they were just pretty much like a square with holes in it. Now these are almost getting into, you know, like some of the higher end mod stands. Now this is acrylic, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And with stainless steel hinges. Now this is going to come to you broken down. They're not going to send you the mod stand like this because it will definitely break between here and China.
Oh yeah, but they'll flat pack this and then you just assemble it quick when it arrives. Right. The beauty of the acrylic is, of course, what you just take your mods out of it and take it and run it under hot water with a little bit of Windex or something like that and clean it up, just lickety split.
Yep, I'm digging the black one. The black one, I'll be honest with you, if you have a brick and mortar, this would be excellent to display your, display purposes. You can resell them, and these mod stands are getting, like something like this from a mod stand maker. I'm not going to name names. You're looking at $35 if it was, done. It was sold, made in the United States. So I think this is pretty cool. And she brought up the feet. I like the idea of it's raised. It gives it a more professional look. And for $11.54, can you really go wrong with something like this?
No,
and
exactly.
It's all the 26-stick 50s, which is sorely lacking in a lot of mod stands.
And D. Millen says it needs a dust cover. Mine would never be on. I'm almost picking stuff out of it. My dust cover would be folded up and put in a drawer. I'd never get any use out of it. This isn't a static display. This is in use. So
right. Keep this one at your desk, and for me, something like that would be kept right at my desk, and because I always have 10 mods in rotation. You know what I mean? And that would work good.
Absolutely. All right. Well, let's move from mod stands to some big news this week, and we got a lot to talk about on this one. This is the ZNA clone, and they have over delivered in terms of our expectations. Now, Joe, you have one of these in hand, and you said you're blown away by what a good job they did.
Got one right here. Now I'm gonna take it out of the package. Why not, right? Now, I did use it once. Now, if you look, I don't know how well the camera's going to pick this up, but this is a real ZNA. This is the clone's the 18500 version. I don't know if you can really see how close these are. I'm going to move my nail so you can get it really good. I mean, these are exactly the fucking same. I mean, exactly. Down to the little hinges on the side.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the only difference between this ZNA and the ZNA that I have is the buttons protrude on the ZNA, which I like better because it's easier to change the wattage. Now you can see the buttons popping out on the side here. Whereas on the real ZNA, they're kind of inset, and Zen did that on purpose, so you wouldn't change, you wouldn't change the wattage in your pocket. The only difference, truly only difference I see, is if I push Zen's button up top here, it doesn't move. It only fires here. It does not move here. Here, you can hear that. It
Okay.
moves a little bit up top here. But that is it.
Right.
That is it. I mean, as far as if somebody told me this was real, I would believe them 100%. Now, even if you open it, here's another telltale that you know it's not real, but they even went as far as copying the ability to put the stickers in there. And that's what Zen does on his. They even copied the black piece in there, which I heard was extremely difficult to do. That this is all copper in there. That's the copper firing pin, well, the copper connector. And then, put this back on. By the way, nice threads on this.
Now, I wanted to talk a little bit about this. The deal I'm showing you right now is from Focal. Joe also ran one today from Fast Tech, and it's a few bucks cheaper. Now, there is, you're asking what the difference is, Big Bamboo. At this point, we are not aware what the manufacturers are. I'm going to go out on a limb and guess they're the same, but we can't verify that until some people have them in hand. Now, what I will say is there's a couple dollars difference between. I know there's some people that are just fed up with Fast Tech. Well, know that you have the option of purchasing from Focal as well. I've been nothing but thrilled with their customer service and fulfillment. Great company. Also, in terms of differences, the one from Fast Tech going for $69.43 has a 10-day wait on it to ship out. Focal is saying 2 to 7, and you may wait the 7, but what I'm finding is Focal is always coming in on the low end of that. So likelihood is you'll have it a week sooner. So there's your options.
Now there's two clones. There's two ZNA clones.
Mm-hmm.
This one is not the one I have in my hand made by Amon. This one you cannot put Zen tubes on. There is another one out there you can put Zen tubes on. It's Z2 threaded. You could put the Cardo hybrid on it, the Z-Addy with the Cardo with the Z2 system on it. You can use all his attachments. Now, like I said, this one isn't. Works great, looks great, acts great, but you're stuck. That's it, unless they come out with an 18650 tube specifically for this mod. Now, I'm not sure if the ones from Focal and Fast Tech are Z2 threaded either. I don't know.
I'm not sure if they are compatible threading, but what I can tell you is if they haven't already, Focal is coming out with an 18650 tube for theirs. So there you go.
But if you were looking to get a ZNA and you didn't want to spend the $215, $200. Now listen, nothing against Zen. I love my ZNA, and I think it's worth every penny. I've bought at least 5 over the last year to give away or what have you. If you don't have the means to picking up a real ZNA, I defy somebody to show me how this one's different than that. I mean, in terms of use, I'm sure this was going to last a lot longer than this. However, for function and for what you're paying, this is fantastic, because I was, putting it through its paces, checking the readings on this with this, and it works fantastic. There's no difference whatsoever.
And we've got it confirmed. Thank you, Bud Johnson and Portertown. Focal does have the 18650 tube for theirs in stock now, available in stainless steel or black. So you're good to go.
You need to update your post on that.
Yep, for sure. We will get right on that. Thanks, guys.
Now, somebody puts in the room, what is better, a ZNA or an RDNA? That's a tough thing.
Yeah, I don't think there's a right answer for that. I think that comes down to what you prefer. They're both going to be a 30-watt device. A lot of it is going to be what feels better to you in your hand, and nobody can answer that except you.
In terms of if I had a choice, I'd probably pick the ZNA for 2 reasons. One, I can pull out the 18650 battery whenever I want. I don't have to charge it. I can just pop out the battery and put it in.
Yeah.
2, just the look of it is stunning. It is a unique design. This is just a box. Price-wise, this is about $100 more than this is. Okay, so you got to weigh that. ZNAs are like $279. This is $189. They both in performance, they're exactly the same. But if you want to be able to pop out your battery whenever you want something that's a little more rarer to get, you like the design, you have the means, pick up the ZNA. If you're just looking for a quality DNA 30 Evolve, go for the VaporStrong. One thing I could say about the RDNA, and Rhino told me about this, there's a little screw here that you unscrew to replace your battery if you need to. He lost his screw. Can't find it. However, the door stays just snug on there all day long, and it doesn't fall off. So even if you lost that screw, the door stays on.
Oh, well, that's handy to know.
Yeah. And
Now, Joe, someone's asking how the weight difference is. D. Mylan wants to know of the ZNA to the ZNA clone. How do they compare weight-wise? Now, it'll be a little tough for you to tell because you've got different size tubes on those, but can you give us some kind of idea?
Well, it's kind of hard because I have an original ZNA, which is all stainless steel. The new ZNA lights are aluminum. This, to me, feels like an aluminum, a stainless steel tube and an aluminum body. So this is more like a ZNA light clone to me.
Okay.
But this is very light compared to this. But this also has an 18650 tube. It's all stainless. So you're looking at I don't have a ZNA light to put in my hand and really test. I'm going to definitely say this is lighter, though. The clone is much lighter.
Okay.
Well, so why did Zen say this will only help his business if you feel they are comparable? Because Zen went out to try and change our connector. He came out with something called the Z2 system, and he believed the 510 connector is stupid, and I have to agree with him. The Z2 system, with the big solid nut on the bottom and better connection, is open source. So by China cloning his Z2 system opens the door for more Z2 threaded devices. And if somebody doesn't buy his ZNA but buys Z2 things like his Cardo Hybrid, his Jennies, they'll fit on the clones. So in a way, it helps him because for those who can't afford a ZNA, they're never going to buy a ZNA. They'll buy the clone, and then they may buy some of his accessories that will fit on the clone.
Well, you're saying, though, that the caps aren't interchangeable on the clone you have. Therefore, the ZNA accessories wouldn't be either, right?
Right, but this is a clone of a clone. This is like Gen 2
okay,
clone.
okay.
But the one he had in his hand that was made by the original manufacturer of the original clone fit him perfectly.
Okay.
Now, also, you may want to buy his tubes. There's all kinds of different things. It can't hurt him only because the people buying the clone would never buy the original ZNA in the first place. That's the way I look at it.
At least not sight unseen. What we've discovered is once some people have the clone in their hand, they are hungry for the quality of the real thing.
Right.
So, alrighty. Well, something a little back to basics. Let's jump back to basics and talk about a very volt sort of ego style battery. And these are a great price at under $16. This is a 2600 mAh battery. This is going to last you more than all day. Okay, this is very volt, so you can adjust your voltage on the bottom, and you got lots of power here. When I started vaping, this was unheard of. The biggest battery that was conceivable at the time was 1100 mAh. This is more than twice that. This is comparable to an MVP in a stick form. So pretty cool. Lots of great colors. I am absolutely mad about the blue in this one. And a really great device for a beginner too, and at an affordable price that you can help someone and put it in their hands to get them started. So
I think that's probably the biggest mAh rating of any ego I've ever seen.
Of any stick style battery. Now this is a thicker one. This isn't your 14 millimeter ego, okay? This is chunkier, but still you've got that slimmer stick battery form, and 2600 mAh, that's gonna last a long time.
Yeah, big time. You can probably get a full day out of that.
Oh, easily. Because, whatever your MVP does for you, and most people report that an MVP will last longer than a day for them on a full charge.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty amazing to pack all that in an ego. I may have to buy one of those.
Yeah.
Just to have.
I know I can't take, every time I look at the picture, I can't take my eyes off that blue. It's so pretty.
Purdy.
Pretty. All
Got
right.
purdy, man. Oh, all right. Anyway.
All right, Joe. What do you got? What you
All
got,
right.
Joe?
From Eco Batteries to Drippers, we're going to talk Veritas.
Let's do it.
Um, love the name. Love that name, Veritas. Good dripper. Built in, basically, it's got its own the dripping mechanism itself. How you build the coils actually have a reduced chamber. They're not using a reduced chamber in the cap. They're using a reduced chamber on the deck, which of course is going to give you more flavor. Now, the Veritas here at Fast Tech is $8.49, which is a fantastic
That,
price.
that's a
You
steal.
know, what I do is, honestly, I go out and I buy something. Well, I used to. I don't do this anymore. Maybe a couple months ago I did. But I would buy something every other day from Fast Tech that cost $8. Like this, you know what I mean? And I would forget about it. And then slowly but surely, every other day I would get vape mail. You know
Oh,
what I
that's
mean?
awesome. Except I don't forget about it. For those of you on Facebook, you saw me post a picture recently. My tracking program has nothing in it. I was brokenhearted. I had nothing to track. No incoming vape mail. But
Oh, yeah, yeah, it's all that.
but
Yeah.
that's fixed now. I have a juice order coming from DSB. Yeah. So now I can track that until Monday when it shows up. But yeah, that's a great idea. It's always fun to have some stuff coming in, and at just over $8, this is a great dripper. I'm hearing wonderful things about it. The reduced chamber is always going to give you better flavor, and what I like about this reduced chamber too is instead of doing it in the cap symmetrically, they've done it in that strange sort of V-shaped design on the deck. It's going to create turbulence. Why is that good? Turbulence equals flavor. The more you get air crashing around inside your atomizer, the more flavor you're going to get out of your vape. So, this is worthy of a try, especially at this price.
Right, and of all, now they have a bajillion Veritases, okay? They have at least 11 from the drop-down, everything from a 21 to a 29 millimeter. This is, from what I understand, I talked to a bunch of people, is the closest to the original Veritas. They have some that, like if you go to the brass-plated one, they just look completely different. The nut system
Oh.
is different. But this one is the closest to the original. Big fat air hole in this one for airflow, and the deck is like, if you look at the other ones, you'll see that the deck on this one's far taller and deeper than the others. That's why I waited to run the Veritas until this one came out. It's been out for a while, so this is the one I like and the one that people have been talking about. Are you snickering, Tiger?
I'm laughing at the chat. Vampires comment. Turbulent nut system crashing around is all I heard. Somebody likes it rough. Anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's good for the turbulent nut system. .com.
.com. All right. Okay, I gotta compose myself again here. All right, I got another good deal for you guys. We talked a lot about copper mods lately. There is a lot of great options for those right now. This is one of them. You have all heard a lot about the infamous Manhattan. This is a Manhattan clone for under $20, okay? All copper construction, copper in the contact, strong magnetic switch on these. So strong, in fact, I've been seeing pictures online of people holding their pizza money to the fridge with one, and it's just hanging there, sticking straight out from the fridge. So this is a no-nonsense magnet, which is good because it does not have a locking ring. This isn't the kind of mod that you stuff, again, and I'll say it tongue-in-cheek, in a backpack, crashed up against other things. It could be auto-firing on you. But this is a great mod for competition or for at your desk or, just enjoying somewhere where it's not going to, be accidentally fired. It will not accidentally fire sitting on your desk. The magnet's too strong for that. But at $19.90 for these, it's a great. I Sax guy. I said competition, and I say that tongue in cheek too. Like what is a competition mod? But for using it places where the locking ring isn't critical. Um, and Joe
Sorry
has
about that.
rejoined us. Oh, okay. Well, that's just quite all right, Joe. Let's put you on camera moving. There we go. Now we know why you were so still for so long. Oh, where'd you go again? He's just jumping in and out on us. Um, but yeah, for under 20 bucks, again, a great one for patina. And you know what? I've talked about patina so much tonight. Let me run over to Facebook
Okay.
because I want to
Sorry
share
about
it.
that.
No problem. I want to share a link with you guys. This is the Facebook group for patina mods. And for those of you who've seen some of the awesome pictures, and I follow them like an addict, of the patinas people are doing, go there, join, drool over the pictures, ask questions. There's a ton of knowledge in that group, ideas, photos, instructions, how-tos, and this is a great canvas to work on when you want to try something like that. And you know, a lot of don't get the idea in your head that it's complex chemicals. Certainly you can do some things to bring colors out of the copper and the brass that are, you know, slightly more complicated chemicals, but there's a lot of stuff already in your house that will do some of these finishes for you. So jump in, give it a try.
No, you're talking about the Manhattan, right?
I was.
Okay.
Oh, you want to see the Poldiac patina? I didn't do anything to this. This is not a chemical job. This is just from handling it for so long. It takes on a velvety, sort of muted finish. And, you know, I always thought maybe I should polish it back up, but I never have because I kind of like it. So, there you go.
I just want to chuck this link in the room real quick for those who, I'm not sure if he ships international, but for the Manhattan, this is the FU Hatton. For those people out there who know the story behind the Manhattan and everything with Twisted 420, the FU Hatton was hard to find. A lot of people have been selling out. I found a place on eBay that's selling the FU Hatton for $39.99 for shipping. I'm not sure if he ships international. I just chucking it out there because she's talking about the Manhattan. So
Yeah,
just wanted to throw it out there for
absolutely.
those of you who are looking for the FU Hatton. Mm.
Mmm. Sounds like
Mm.
you're enjoying whatever it is you got there.
Stop. You're not here, so I don't. Anyway,
Ooh, good answer. Good answer.
okay. So let me find a deal for you. Oh
Do it.
yes, here's a deal for everybody. Yalick. Um, love me some Yalick juice. Um, now, for those of you who don't know Yalick, I don't know why you don't know Yalick. Yalick is a juice maker out of Israel. Now he ships anywhere in the world for $10 flat rate. Now, for those of you, you know, $10 is expensive shipping. However, it's for unlimited bottles. So if you live in Canada or you live in Zimbabwe, it's only going to cost you $10 if you buy his juice. His juice is only sold in 100 milliliter size. This right here. This is a bottle of Yalick. It's 100 milliliters. To give you an idea, this is a 30 ml bottle next to it. Okay. Each bottle is only $10. That's really cheap. This is $10 for 100 mils. Now, right now on this deal, if you go to the link, there's only certain flavors he's doing for $10. There are there's 10 flavors. He switches it up every so often, and those flavors will change. Now, you normally go to his normal stuff. It's $18 for 100 mils, which is still a steal. Now, I've not tried any of the ones that are in this particular lineup. He sent me a bunch of liquid, and right now I'm vaping on Mother's Milkshake, which is a fantastic, it's basically like Mother's Milk. Really, really good flavor. And there was a few more. I just got them in the mail the other day, and he shipped quick, man. He's like, oh yeah, I'm going to send you a couple flavors to try. I'm like, no problem. 3 days later from Israel at my door. So he ships fast and quick. Now, Tiger, you've had some Yalick, right?
Yes, I have. Um, it's excellent value for the dollar. Now there's some juices I will vape first. I'll admit it. Like I'm a DSV, Dark Side Creations addict. Okay, but for the money, I don't think you can find a better value price juice than Yalix. I'm particularly fond of the pink champagne and the strawberry. Mix them together. Woo, oh my gosh, very, very good. Tutti Frutti, love it. So value for the dollar, just top notch. And, coming from Israel, pretty quick shipping, I gotta say. Very
Right.
good customer service also.
Yeah, and you worry about cleanliness. Yalik is an acidic. He's acidic in Israel, which means everything's got to be kosher. I mean, things can't touch. I mean, cleanliness is crazy over there when it comes to kosher. So he's using only the finest ingredients. And his Facebook group is just it's exploding. You know what I mean? Because Yalik is just such a great guy. You know what I mean? And I love his little rabbi kind of Hasidic Jewish mascot he's got going on over here. But Yalik is good people, and I'm a big supporter of Yalik. I'm a big supporter of Israel, and I love his juice. So get over to Yalik and try it out. I mean, if you're looking for, especially if you live in another country other than the United States, and you know shipping is terrible for you guys, this is cheap shipping. I mean, his prices are cheaper than Chinese prices. I mean, if I go over to Fast Tech right now and buy 100 mils of Decang, it's $14. This is 100 mils of, well, you can't call it USA made or in country made, but Israeli made juice, and it's only $10 for 100 mils. So, really good deal.
Oh, and in terms of the fast shipping, Critter Cruncher, thanks for sharing 2 weeks to Southern California. That's pretty decent. No complaints about that.
Cool. Very cool.
Yeah. All right. Well, I promised you guys I'd talk a little bit more about flashlights before we were done tonight, so I'm going to do that. These are the ones that came out just recently. This is an 800 lumen. Now, what I was shining on my wall back there was pretty bright. That's only 280. This is going to be more than twice as bright. Cree, so an excellent flashlight, and again, that 510 connector with 3 modes. So,
Right.
I'm assuming there'll be a flash, a strobe, or a dim and a bright and a strobe, something along those lines. Merrick, for the draw on the battery, I'm going to have to refer you to the post. I don't know that one offhand, but they're all designed to work on the mods we use. So that's what it's for. I know, killing your wallet. I've got a red one in my cart right now because I just got to know how cool they are.
Yeah, and I wouldn't worry about drawing the battery, to be honest with you, because there's plenty of 18650 flashlights that they sell on Fast Tech that have far more than 800 lumens. So the draw, and they don't, I have a flashlight that is, Jesus, it's the brightest flashlight you can buy. It takes 4 18650s, and I use Samsung ICR batteries. Okay, regular ICR batteries inside of it. So I don't think you're going to have to worry about like putting, Sony VTC5s in these things.
Leno Rules wants to know how the switch works. The switch is your mod button. You just screw that onto your mod. I've got it on a Poldiac clone right now, and you use the button to fire the light. And every time you do it, it does the next of this one's got a 5 mode, so that there's 5 modes to cycle through every time you hit the button.
Right. Now, if you do have a battery issue where it doesn't draw as much, your light will just be dimmer. That's all that'll happen. If your Cree flashlight, if you have like a really crappy battery, it's not going to blow up the battery. Your light will just be dimmer. That's all it'll happen. At least that's my experience.
You're welcome, Critter Cruncher.
Vlad 1, probably not great with a regulated mod with a 10-second cutoff. Probably not. I really wouldn't use these on a regulated. I would really much keep them on a mechanical. Like, I wouldn't put a flashlight on the CNA.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I would really keep these to standard tube mods, mechanicals, things that don't have like wattage. Because who knows? I mean, what happens if I pump it to 30 watts and hit this light bulb with it? What's going to happen? So I would keep it to a standard tube mod or mechanical.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty, so the flashlight. Now I got one more that actually isn't from this week, but because we didn't have a show last week, I was too excited about this to just skip it. So I got to show you guys this. This is the Vulcan styled atomizer. And I am only hearing great things about these. You'll notice it's got the heat sinks on the top and the bottom of the atomizer. Now, I understand what heat sinks are supposed to do. Give more surface area to draw away heat, to dissipate heat. But I was kind of, not too sure. Does it actually work on an atomizer? Well, the reports back are absolutely it does. Keeps a lot of heat away from your mod and therefore your battery and away from your face with the heat sinks on the top. You'll notice the drip tip that comes with also has the heat sinks in it. So it matches up beautifully. And I'm going to bring my mouse over here. What you'll notice here, where is the draw? Where is the air hole? Right here. It is a uniquely styled draw. You can see it here. Around the V, those 3 triangles are your draw. So it's just a really cool design. I love what they've done with the deck as well. The negative posts are built into the side of the deck. So first off, they're not going to move, they're not going to spin, they're not going to mess up on you. Nice wide drill holes on the posts, so you can get those crazy twisted builds in there. You can go as crazy as you want to go with this puppy. Thumb screws, easy to build. Don't worry about where your screwdriver is. You don't need it. And then because those posts are raised up and built into the side, you've got tons of room for your wicking and for juice down here. I gotta say there's some thought went into this one. I'm really impressed with the Vulcan. I can hardly wait for mine to arrive because the feedback I'm getting on this atomizer is just all kinds of good.
I'm waiting for the Romulan. Oh, Star Trek Joe. All right, I am a bit of a geek. So I'm just saying.
A little bit.
I can say guys like, boo.
Alrighty. What else you got, Joe?
Okay, so let's talk jigs.
All right.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Now, there's not a lot of these left because when I did the deal, this is from 101 Vape. They're selling coil jigs. Now, what is a coil jig? Well, coil jigs help you build your coils beautifully. This is kind of like, it reminds me of like, remember the Cardo Punch?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's kind of like made your Cardos perfect for your Cardo tanks. Well, this is going to help you build your coils. Now, he doesn't have a lot left in stock. There's only certain colors left. He ships to Canada, which is a pretty decent price. Not only does he sell the coil jigs, I mean, his website is insane. Now, black is out of stock. Blue is out of stock. I believe, yeah, he has silver and he has gunmetal left in stock. I don't know, do colors really matter when it comes to an RBA jig? Maybe. But they all function the same. For $8.99, when I put this up, I was selling one of these like every 2 minutes. They were just like, I mean, these things, Eric hit me up. He's like, oh my God. The owner of 101. And because the coil jigs were getting expensive. They're like $24, $15. These are just $8.99. Will help you build your coils in various different lengths. This says here that it lets you do, it has 1/32, 1/16, 3 32nds, and 1/8. Oh, and 9 64ths posts to help you build your coils. And it does it well.
Cool. That's one of the trickiest parts, is getting everything really, really nice and even. So a tool that can help is a great thing. I love the idea too that it's got all the different parts for it so that you can do everything from the tiny, tiny, tiny little nanos to a great big setup.
Right. And it's 101, so they're really awesome. And if you go on his site right now too, if you look at his front page, he has got some prices going on things that I have deals for days on with this guy. I mean, he's got plume bells, he's got the big block, the 454 big block. He's got the copper tugboats, all for. Well, I'm sorry, the tugboat's actually cheaper. Those three previous were $15.99. Tugboat's only $11.99. He's got the Orchid. He's got the Tobe 2.5s. I mean, he's got everything there. Super cheap. I mean, I'm talking, we're almost at Fast Tech prices here. All right, TygerTyger. What
All
you got,
right.
girl?
That's it for me. I just wanted to make sure everybody knows about the email list that we send out after the shows. I'm going to give you the link for VaporJoe's Canada there. There you go. Head on over there, sign up for our email list, because after every show we send out, we talk about an awful lot of things. It's hard to capture all the information. Don't worry about having tabs open to everything we talk about. We'll send you a handy email with everything we talked about after the show. So get on the email list, and we'll remind you of everything we talked about, so it's all in one place and you don't have to remember or write it down.
Right. Now,
So
Tiger,
we have one more thing. Yeah, and I think you were about to say it. What were you going to say, Joe?
I was like, well, Tiger, what do we got going on? There's something special we need to do, isn't there?
There is something very special we need to do, and I will capture a little screen region to do it. We have to do the draw for the VU, Vaping Underground Vapor Shark RDNA. That's the 18650 version that you've seen Joe and I vaping. Great mod, and we're going to draw for
Fantastic
one of
mod.
those.
Now,
Right now.
before we do, now, Tiger, you have some things you have to do to get it up and running, so I'm going to blabbermouth a little bit.
You go right ahead.
Now, let me explain something to you about VU. I did a post on VU. I'm going to put a link in the room. I don't know if Big Bamboo's going to grab it for me before I get to it. But...
Oh, probably.
All right, let me... Here it is. Copy notification. And here is... there it is. Yeah, he got it before I did. Alexa charts of Vaping Underground is a phenomenon. What I did is I went over to Alexa. Alexa is a site ranking, one of the most accurate. And I pulled some charts, and I did what VU is compared to all the other forums. Now, I'm not saying VU is better than all the other forums. I'm just showing the growth of VU and the short period of time. Now, the first chart shows how VU versus ECF. Now, ECF is going to destroy VU for now because it's been around forever.
Mm-hmm.
But if you look at the scale of how it's creeping up, slowly, it's kind of spooky. So then the second chart I put up, and it was VU versus all the other popular forums, like Vapors Forum, Cali Vapors, New Vapor, New Vapors Forum, Vaping.com, and VU just slices right through. All right, and then Cali Vapes, which was a big up-and-comer forum, VU has overtaken them in just less than 60 days. So, I mean, when I mean I'm blown away, I'm absolutely, my expectations have been far more than I've ever expected. I could be pompous and I could be egotistical, and I knew VU was going to be good, but I didn't think VU was going to be this good this fast.
Mm-hmm.
I'm shocked, and VU is now pushing more traffic than VaporJoe's.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, VU is pushing. Now, VaporJoe's pulls on a good day will get 100,000 hits. Now, mind you, comparing a forum to my blog is a little unfair because forums, people view multiple pages because they're looking at multiple things. People stay longer. You come to VaporJoe's, you find your deal, and you're out. And you come back later sometime in the day, see if there's something new. With VU, you're there, you're hanging out, you're checking multiple things, you're looking at private messages. But VU is pushing 1.5 times what VaporJoe's does in about 45 to 50 days. So it's just insane. I'm blown away. And this giveaway we're doing was for the first month of VU, the Vapor Sharks. So Second month, I don't know if we're going to be doing giveaways and stuff, but I mean, it's tenfold what it was in the first month. So
Well,
I'm just...
it's a good thing you had a few things to talk about there, Joe, because it's given a few people time to get into the draw. You'll notice I've been changing the number one by one. I'm watching live as new entries come in. So good luck to everyone.
Make sure you're a member of the underground,
Yeah.
because if you don't have your valid user, because somebody lost last week because of that.
Yeah, they entered the draw, but they weren't actually a Vaping Underground member, so we couldn't award it to them. And that's pretty heartbreaking. Don't let it happen to you. But I see all of the latest entries do have a Vaping Underground username listed, so let's hope they're a member in good standing. And we have 3,109 entries right now. Now I say 9 even though the number says 10 because the first row of this spreadsheet is of course the titles, what it is, the name, last name, first name, blah, blah, blah.
Let me correct something real quick. Damage says, I checked, my post is there. You don't post on this particular thread.
Yeah.
This is a thread. You have to, there's a form that you go to. It's a Google document.
Please read the first message in that thread. Posting does not enter you. There is a form to fill out. So maybe what we'll do is we'll just give you like 50 seconds more in case you're one of the people who've posted and not read the first post in that thread.
Here, I will put the link to the actual post. Oh, come on, it's gonna give me. Yeah, I'm sorry, I can't because it's giving me a.
And do not enter twice. That will disqualify you.
Right. Now, if you go, it just says sign up form, you click it, it's a myurl.co link, you click it, it takes you over there, and it's a simple form. Your username, first name, last name, email address, where you live, done. You're in.
You betcha. Now, I did just have, just now, and you know who you are, someone signed up and you're giving a Vaping Underground username that is a Gmail email account. I sincerely hope that is actually your Vaping Underground username. So if you know who you are and you're in the room.
All right, somebody says, I'm confused. How are you confused? Click the link, big bam boom, put it in the room, and fill it out. You haven't already.
And if you have, don't do it again. That's all I can say about it. Throughout the week, I'm constantly checking at people's behest to make sure they're not in twice. If you fear you are, I will check for you. I'll do that for you. But if you're in twice at the time of the draw and we draw your name, I'm sorry. It's not happening. So, all right. At some point here, we got to cut it off. We've got a bunch more entries rolling in. I already have to adjust this number again. There's been 15 more entries just while we talked. So, okay. All right. I see you. I'm waiting another few seconds. I'm just watching the form fill up. All right. Hurry up. We got to do this draw. When should we cut it off, Joe?
I'm going to say you have, wait, just one more second. You have 10 seconds. 5 seconds. Okay, draw.
All right. We're up to 3129. I am going to generate a winner, and our number is 2368. Give me a moment while I scroll up and find 2368. Good luck, everybody.
Now, these particular Vapor Sharks, I have them in hand. So as soon as we find the winner, I'm going to PM him or her on Vaping Underground and get their address, and it will be shipped off to you, no matter where you live in the world. Because I'm nice like that.
Just making sure this person hasn't entered twice, and they have not. So let me go over and just cross-reference that they are in fact a member. And they are. All right, we have a winner. Congratulations, Rebecula.
Rebecula, interesting name.
Indeed.
All right, so Tiger, if you could later on, tonight or what have you, PM her with me included, and just let her know she won, and we
You
need her.
betcha.
We need her information. We bet you love. Interesting name. Anyway, so if anybody has any questions, now this is the second Vape Shark. We still have 3 more to give away in the coming weeks. I don't know if we're going to give one away next week because I'm going to be at Vape Mania. And I don't know if Tiger is going to be doing a solo done deal. She's more than welcome to do a solo done deal or bring somebody on and give away Vapor Shark. That's not a problem. If she chooses not to, that's whatever she wants to do. But
yeah, it'll be a surprise because I don't know this moment, so watch for announcements through the week.
right, exactly. So we don't know yet, but we still have 3 more to give away. And I think we're almost at our 8,000th member on VU. Yes, we have 50 more members and we'll reach 8,000.
Wow, that was fast.
Yeah, it was. And we have 1,257 people on site. Not bad. Not bad at all.
All right.
All right. So does anybody have any questions before we shut the show down?
You read my mind.
Do I need to be a member of another site? Nope. Arvin's, if you know Smokey on Facebook, hit him up with that because he knows Bruce very well. Cloning Vapor Shark. Yes, there is a clone. There is a clone of the Vapor Shark made by e-cig. So that is out there. No, oops, no Vapor Flask. What does that mean? Oops, no Vapor Flask. Oh, you know what? I heard they are cloning. Well, actually, there is a pretty funny flask-like design on Vestec. It actually looks like an actual flask, but you can put booze in. And it's a variable voltage. I don't think it's really modeled after this. I think they just had a lot of flasks left over, and they made a mod out of it. To be honest with you, but I should buy one and be like, everybody, check out the fucking awesome vapor flask I got, and I pull out that real ugly one. Joe, are you ever gonna have an iPhone app? Yeah, sure. As soon as Steve Jobs takes my blood sample, it is not easy. And the funny thing is I have an iPhone and I have an Android, and I don't have an app on my own damn iPhone. I want one, though. Trust me. So who won the Vapor Shark? I missed it. Rebecula. A girl named Rebecula.
That's right.
Okay, awesome. All right, well, guys, thank you for joining us here on Done Deal. Time is 2:34. We may see you next week. We may not, depending upon what Tiger's going to do. I'm going to be at Vape Mania, hanging out with Grim Green, Freeze, and Mooch from TVA. And I'm going to be there watching the arm wrestling competition between Grim Green and a couple of these guys that challenged him to an arm wrestling competition. Is going to be fun. So I'll see you guys definitely not this week. Not this week coming up, and next week I'll be back on the end of the deal.
Roldy wanted to know who won the first Vapor Shark. It was, the draw was 2 weeks ago. We didn't have a draw last week. There was no show, but 2 weeks ago that was awarded to VU Man, and that is posted in the thread on the Vapor Shark draw in Vaping Underground. And he has actually shared with us a picture of him with his Vapor Shark smiling, so.
Good man, good man. I'd like to see that. Anytime you win something, man, take a picture of it holding your hand and big fat smile. Let us know that you got it and you're happy with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if you win this, you're definitely going to be happy with it because you're freaking awesome.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, great mod. Alrighty. Well, did you have anything else you wanted to talk about, Joe? Or?
Well, I'll see you guys. Who's ever going to North Carolina next weekend for Vape Mania? The TVA Freeze and Mooch are putting on a huge vape meet, national meet in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. It's going to be it's going to be Friday and Saturday of next week. I'll be down there Thursday, and we're all going to be hanging out, having a good time. And it's a huge, huge room. It showed me the schematics. It's monstrous. And that's about it. So if you guys are there, I'll see you there.
Alrighty. Well, thanks for coming out, everybody. Thanks for being with us and keeping us company. And it's always a pleasure doing this with you guys. So we'll see you next week one way or another. We'll figure out what we're going to do. And vape on, vape strong.
That's right.